This is Mamuni. Thank you so much for being Amar Baba Ma.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to discuss how to solve a single column cash book problem. So let's get started. Chalo, shuru kara jak. Please remember, a single column cash book only records cash transactions. Cash receipts are recorded on the debit side and cash payments are recorded on the credit side. A single column cash book does not record banking transactions. Okay, please remember, cash book, be it a single or double or triple, does not record credit transactions. Okay, a single column cash book only records cash transactions because there is a single column and that is for cash transactions. Cash receipts are recorded on the debit side and cash payments are recorded on the credit side. And a single column cash book does not record checks received or checks paid. Okay, now let's go through the problem. So here is the problem. Cash book, single column. Enter the following transaction in the books of Ma in a single column cash book. Here is the column of date, here is the column of transactions, here is the column of amount. So what is the first transaction? The first transaction is on 1st March 2022, commence business with cash 5,000. So what will be the journal entry? The journal entry will be cash account debit to capital account. So what is the position of cash? Since cash account is on the debit side, capital account will also be on the debit side. So we'll have to write to capital account in the cash book on the debit side 5,000. Okay, so let's write 1st March to capital account how much? 5,000. Let's write the narration. Being cash introduced into the business. Okay. Moreover, cash book is a real account. So according to real account, what comes in is debit. Here, when the proprietor introduced capital into the business, from the business point of view, cash comes into the business. So 5,000 will be debited. Understood? Now let's see the next transaction. The next transaction is on 5th March, purchase goods for cash 8,000. So what will be the journal entry? The journal entry will be purchases account debit to cash account 8,000. So what is the position of cash account? Since cash account is on the credit side, purchases account will also be on the credit side. So we'll have to write by purchases account in the cash book on the credit side 8,000. Okay? Ignore goods. Instead of goods, we'll write purchases because goods are purchased for resale. Okay? So let's write by purchases account. So on 5th March, by purchases account 8,000. Being goods purchased for cash. Okay. Moreover, cash book is a real account. So according to real account, what goes out is credit. Here, when goods are purchased, cash goes out from the business. So 8,000 will be credited. Okay. Let's say the next transaction. The next transaction is on 10th March, cash sells 10,000. Cash sells means goods sold for cash. Okay. So what will be the journal entry? The journal entry will be cash account debit to sales account. So what is the position of cash account? Since cash account is on the debit side, sales account will also be on the debit side. So we'll have to write to sales account in the cash book on the debit side 10,000. Okay. So let's write 10th March to sales account. How much? 10,000. Being goods sold for cash. Okay. Moreover, cash book is a real account. According to real account, what comes in is debit. Here, when goods are sold, cash comes into the business. So 10,000 will be debited. Okay. Now let's see the next transaction. The next transaction is on 12th March, paid to Raj 3,000. That means cash paid to Raj 3,000. So what will be the journal entry? The journal entry will be Raj account debit to cash account. So what is the position of cash account? Since cash account is on the credit side, Raj account will also be on the credit side. So we'll have to write by Raj account in the cash book on the credit side 3000. Okay, so let's write. So 12th March by Raj account. How much? 3000. Being cash paid to Raj. Okay. Moreover, cash book is a real account. According to real account, what goes out is credit. Here, when cash is paid to Raj, cash goes out from the business. So 3000 will be credited. Understood? Now let's see the next transaction. The next transaction is on 15th March, received from Amit 4000. Received means cash received from Amit 4000. So what will be the journal entry? The journal entry will be cash account debit to Amit account. So what is the position of cash account? Since cash account is on the debit side, Amit account will also be on the debit side. We'll have to write to Amit account in the cash book on the debit side 4000. Okay, so let's write 15th March to Amit account. How much? 4000. Being cash received from Amit. Moreover, cash book is a real account. According to real account, what comes in is debit. Here, when cash is received from Amit, cash comes into the business. So 4000 will be debited. Okay. So let's see the next transaction. The next transaction is on 18th March, paid rent 5000. So what will be the journal entry? The journal entry will be rent account debit to cash account. So what is the position of cash account? Since cash account is on the credit side, rent account will also be on the credit side. So we'll have to write by rent account in the cash book on the credit side 5000. So let's write 18th March by rent account. By rent account. How much? 5000. Being rent paid. Okay. Moreover, cash book is a real account. According to real account, what goes out is credit. Here, when rent is paid, cash goes out from the business. So 5000 will be credited. Understood? Now let's see the last transaction. So the last transaction is on 25th March, received check from Pooja and deposited the check into bank 6000. So what will be the journal entry? The journal entry will be bank account debit to Pooja account. This will not be recorded in the cash book because this is not a cash transactions. So let me show you why. So what will be the journal entry? Bank account debit. Bank account debit 6000 to Pooja account. Okay. This journal entry will not be recorded in a single column cash book. Why? See, there is no cash account on the debit side, no cash account on the credit side. I have told you many a times, there has to be a cash account either on the debit side or on the credit side. Then only we can record this journal entry in a single column cash book, because single column cash book only records cash transactions. Had it been a double column cash book, we would have easily recorded this journal entry in the bank column, in the cash book, on the debit side to Pooja account 6000. But this is a single column cash book. Single column cash book only has a single column that is for cash transactions and not for banking transactions. So this journal entry will not be recorded in a single column cash book. কারণ ডেবিটও ক্যাশ অ্যাকাউন্ট নেই, ক্রেডিটও ক্যাশ অ্যাকাউন্ট নেই। ডেবিটে ক্যাশ অ্যাকাউন্ট মানে ওটা ক্যাশ ট্রানজ্যাকশনস, বা ক্রেডিটে যদি ক্যাশ অ্যাকাউন্ট হতো ওটাও ক্যাশ ট্রানজ্যাকশন, কিন্তু এখানে ডেবিটে ব্যাঙ্ক অ্যাকাউন্ট, ক্রেডিটে পূজা অ্যাকাউন্ট, সো এটা রেকর্ড হবে না। আন্ডারস্টুড? So single column cash book only records cash transactions and not banking transactions. So this journal entry will not be recorded in a single column cash book. Okay, instead we'll have to write a short note. Let me show you what to write. So we'll have to write a short note below the cash book. Note: there will be no journal entry in the cash book for the check received from Pooja and deposited the check into bank on 25th March 2022, since single column cash book records only cash transactions and not checks received or checks paid. Okay, understood? Now let's calculate the total of debit column and the total of credit column. The total of debit column is 19,000 and the total of credit column is 16,000. But we can't write 16,000. The rule is jeta boro sheta likhte hobe. So 19,000 is greater than 16,000. So we'll have to write 19,000 on both sides. But there is a shortfall on the credit side. So what is the shortfall? The total of credit column is 16,000 and the total of debit column is 19,000. So deduct 16,000 from 19,000, you'll get the balancing figure, 3,000. By balance CD, 3,000. Last day in the month of March. So by balance CD, 3,000. What is this 3,000? This is the closing cash of Ma. Ma's closing cash is 3,000. This is the cash in hand. Okay? Because this is the books of Ma. So, Ma's closing cash is 3,000. And this by balance CD will be brought down beneath the debit total to balance BD 3,000. Why? Because this closing cash will become the opening cash. Okay? So what will be the date? 1st April. The next day. By balance CD means cash in hand or closing cash. This closing cash will become the opening cash. Okay? Because Ma has not shut down the business. She will continue the business. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your precious time. I sincerely hope this was helpful. And before I fade out, please remember, never ever copy others. Never ever imitate others. Be original. Be creative. Put on your thinking cap, because leaders don't copy. Followers only copy or imitate. Bye-bye. Take care. Stay safe and stay blessed always.